Jordan. Good morning, Valley Center Intermediate. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I am here today to tell you who our Hornets of the Week are. Remember to be the change, and that's the way that you can become one of the Hornets of the Week. So I'm going to start at the bottom this week, and I'm going to start with Mrs. Zimmerman's class. So when you hear your name called, please head to the front for your picture. Mrs. Williamson is down there today to take your picture as Mrs. Burdette is not here, all right? So here we go. And good job. I'm glad that you have made it to be the Hornet of the Week. For Mrs. Zimmerman's class, we have Harbor Huffling, Mrs. Yost's class, Knox Conyers, Mrs. Wolf's class, Benjamin Scott, Mrs. Stockwell's class, Jay Groninger, Mrs. Hughes and Mrs. Springs' class, Olivia Jordan, Mrs. Scholl, Carson Heck, Mrs. Remington's class, Jaden Miracle, Mrs. Millison's class, Conway Douglas, Mrs. Miller's class, Braxton Coleman, Mrs. McGregor's class, Elena Reyes, Mrs. McDonald's class, Riley Robles, Mr. Martin's class, Tucker Perry, Mrs. Maine's class, Javier Castillo, Mrs. Hickman's class, Ellie Menifee, Mrs. Duran's class, Brandon Langford and Elena Province, Mrs. Corcoran's class, Athena Robeson and Jaden Williams. Mrs. Chavez's class, Reed Avila and Mackenzie Barnes. Mrs. Buckta's class, Christian Bays. And Mrs. Blackwell's class, Carson Neely. Awesome job, Hornet of the Week. And now I'm going to hand it over to these ladies. They have a lot of information for you today. Make it a great day and be the change. Here you go, ladies.
Good morning, staff and students. Today is December 5th. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lunch today is popcorn chicken, mashed potatoes, gravy, green beans, red peppers, wheat rolls, peaches, and milk.
Don't forget, 4th grade ELA. Tomorrow you have Stinger Store.
Tomorrow night, choir night. Be there at 6 at the middle school.
Joke
For 5th grade.
of the day. Why do reindeers like Beyonce so much?
Why do they?
Why do reindeers like Beyonce? Beyonce and reindeer?
Because they both
Slay!
Remember, 5th grade you have Kindness Club on Friday.
Are yay much.
Bye.
Bye.